Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon FM. Today I have the man, the myth and the legend, John Page. We're going to be going in, talking a little bit about his life, his childhood, his music, a couple projects he's been working on, some of the people he's been working with, a little bit of couple family stories. And he also, would you like to make a little quick thing on the studio? We'll talk about it a little bit more later, but.
Well, yeah, man. It's been a long time coming, really. But everybody who knows me knows that I've been working towards something like this for a very long time, and so your man's got his own space to work out in. So I'm looking for basically anybody who's looking for me. If you're looking for me, I'm looking for you. Let's get to work.
Open collaboration for some artists to be able to record. Let's get some music made and some art fucking done, bro.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it, man.
Fuck yeah.
Let's do it. I'm out here. Where you at?
What do you call in the studio now?
It's really going by my brand name, quote unquote, Flex Music. So, I don't know. I guess we're gonna call it Flex Music Studios.
Flex Music Studios, ladies and gentlemen. What's the origin of that name?
So, as far as the name goes, I like it to, every name is a reflection of what it's named after. It comes from the art of music itself. I try to make it not just one thing, you know what I mean? I like to pride myself in versatility. And in turn I like to be flexible. Whatever needs to get done, I could do it.
Yeah.
So Flex Music.
Where? Let's go into your humble beginnings, John. Let's hear about, tell me where you from, what
Man, I bounced around a lot. Is that how we gonna?
Yeah. We got another man behind the studio. Bro.
Okay, all right.
I don't want anybody going and be everybody.
Okay.
Want everybody to understand where you're coming from, man. Where you're fucking and just the commitment to the music, man, and what you've gone through to be able to go and make the music that you make. This man shows up every single Monday with Mondays with Mab and just crushes it. Has worked with fucking 85 Music.
Yeah, let me shout them out, bro. That's my set. 85 Music, man. Beat Boy, Mo, Keith, Kima, even Golden Girl, Stack Federal, Silk.
Stock Federal dollars.
Stack Federal. What up, bro? Roof. Roof, you got to get in there, man. I'm talking to you. Let's see. Yeah, man, that's my set, bro. When I got up with them, man, it was like a whole nother opportunity opened up for myself because, all right, since we want to go back, I'll go back.
Yeah, go all the way back. I want to hear your child, and we'll get back into the music.
So I grew up, it's a mix between living in the suburbs and then living in the hood. So I got a good all-around view of the real world.
Yeah. Range.
Yeah, good range. Lived in Lodi, Garfield, right up to Patterson and Newark, East Orange, and all of that. But most of my life I spent up here in Patterson. So I guess I would consider myself a Pattersonian. I grew up basically listening to a lot of different kinds of music. I didn't even know I was a musician yet.
Just was a fan of the music.
Just a fan of the music. And I attribute that a lot to my upbringing and my mom's, because she would play a bunch of different stuff. You know,
Like what?
like R&B, Nita Baker, Luther, all that, right up to Michael McDonald, Kenny Loggins. You know what I mean? The boundaries were wide open even then, and I just grew up listening to that stuff, and I didn't even know that music was becoming a part of me. Until I was about 10, I was going to this church in East Orange, and they had this back room. This back room had just a bunch of storage stuff in there, but it had 2 upright pianos, and I was messing around on them. You know what I mean? Just messing around on them. Didn't know what I was doing. 10 years old. But I was putting chords and notes together. You know what I mean? And I didn't know what I was doing. And then people was hearing it and was like, huh. Kids, all right. Until I really thought, because I was into drawing a lot. I was drawing a lot. You know what I mean? I thought that was going to be my career path.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was going to be an architect or something.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't put the idea down.
Are you deep into architecture or something?
I wouldn't be opposed to it at all. I still like it. I still like it a lot.
Yeah.
I still do. You know, but one day I was in that back room at the church.
Yeah.
And my god brother, his uncle, he was there. He came up to me and he was like, "Hey, you know what, man? I think music is your hidden talent." And I was like, "What? All right."
Yeah.
I'm into drawing. I'm not.
Yeah, I kind of shrugged it off.
Yeah, I kind of shrugged it off. And then very shortly after that, there's another lady at the church. Her name was Sister Martin. I'll never forget it. She was like, "I got something for you." And she came back to me. Next time I seen her after that, she gave me a 61 keyboard.
Really?
With light up keys, yeah.
Huh.
So that keyboard would teach you how to play keyboard.
Yeah. I think we know what you're talking about. Too.
Yeah, it was very dope. Like, it had songs built in it, and then it'll teach you how to play those songs.
Yeah, the fucking I love how everybody kind of learns on those, man.
I mean, it's adequate.
It's necessary.
It's adequate. So I'm like, all right, and I'm messing around on it, and it came with stickers.
Yeah.
So the stickers for the keys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So I was putting them on and whatnot, and then I started learning more and more and more. But at that point, I still wasn't really like convinced about the music thing. I was still drawing a lot until I got to high school. So we'll go fast forward.
No. What happens in the time being, man?
Well, I mean, it's just me going through.
It's open like that, man. Like fucking, what's going on?
Well, you know,
Watch the fast forward a little bit.
It was really just me just gaining more appreciation for music, and I still didn't really get it yet. What was happening?
What kind of albums are you listening to at this time? Like, what are like any specific albums that are like?
Well, in between then and okay, cool. It's cool you bring that up because while I had mentioned that I got my modern contemporary feel from my mom's, I did get a whole nother aspect introduced to me, and that was thanks to my cousins because they were into more like hip hop and stuff like that. So when I was over there at my grandma's house, they was playing that stuff, and I was really feeling it. And I was like, "Yo, I fuck with this a lot." Yeah. So I ended up learning words to the songs and whatnot. And
what kind of artists? Which artists?
Oh, like, you know, Dipset.
Oh, all right.
D Block and all them, DMX.
What's going on?
Because this was like the mid '90s. So Jay, oh my God, so many Nas. You know what I mean? Buster, Missy, everybody. So, that's where I got that from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty much then, between the time I discovered,
Yeah.
just trying to, get in this keyboard and messing around with it, playing stuff, and
Yeah.
up till the high school. So that was a good call, stopping me from fast forwarding
Nah,
that
that's
part.
all good, bro. It's just, we're seeing we gotta shape you.
Yeah,
We're
that
gonna
was-
shape you and see
that was a
going
good
into
call.
the music, man.
Yeah.
What's it called? But yeah, man, you're in high school now.
All right, MRHS, Manchester Regional High School.
Shout out to the Falcons.
The Falcons.
Fucking never won a goddamn football team. Never fucking won, man. But they still had a crazy. There's a lot of school spirit. Even
Yeah,
though
man. Class of '08, stand up.
2010 myself.
2010.
To sell Drake albums together.
Ah.
Fuck, I'm serious.
Word.
Yeah, my mom back in the day, she couldn't pay the student dues. Like my mom worked at the Stop and Shop. Fucking, she couldn't pay the student dues, and like they like kind of like I was like, what do you mean I have to pay student dues?
Yeah,
They're
that's
like,
ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't know that shit. I didn't know. I thought it was just whatever. And fucking the last like two, and I was working in the tech office. They were just like,
Wow.
I burned mad CDs there. So they had a huge like CD burner. So I sat there and I just burned a bunch of CDs, and I was a big like music head like around that time too, and I had Drake's album 2 weeks. This is Thank Me Later. Like I had the So Far Gone album, and the So Far Gone album was so nuts. I had Drake's. I actually shout out to fucking Rape Studio. They fucking reminded me of this shit. I forgot about this shit. But yeah, man, I fucking somebody was like, "Oh, you sold me my first album." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Wait, what?" Yeah, bro. I sold. I had a leak for Thank Me Later, and I fucking sold the albums, and it put me through like it paid my student dues so I can graduate.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I don't even know what I don't even know. That's how ignorant I was. I didn't even know. Like, I do remember there's stuff being about student dues, but I also remember being like, why is there student dues? But, I was a kid and didn't really understand that much, even in high school. But
Crazy.
that is nuts.
Crazy, yeah. But yeah, going back, so you're in high school, you're
Freshman year. Oh, I got to think about it now. My schedule, I didn't really like it so much. So, I think I had like third period lunch, like the last period of lunch. I was like, I'm not eating at 2 o'clock. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So
I remember that shit. Yeah. It was like 2
It was
o'clock.
like 2 o'clock. I was like, I'm just gonna go home, but I'm not also gonna starve all day.
Yeah.
So I went to my guidance counselor. And I told her, Miss Fisher, I was like, listen, Ken, is there anything that I could do about this? She was like, yeah, I just put you in but you're gonna have to switch up some classes though. You gotta have to switch up some classes. So I was like, all right, well, what could I do? She's like, you only got like one elective, so like you gotta pick another one. I was like, well, what do you got? She said a bunch of other ones. And she's just like, oh, you could take general course. I was like, I don't know what that is, but all right, I'll take it.
So you took chorus first.
Yeah,
Huh.
I took general
You took
course.
choir.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, she was like, okay, well, you can go ahead to the choir room right now. I was like, where is it? And she was like, it's on the other end of the building. You have to go down the hall, make a hard right, and then just the second door on the left.
I liked how the band part was very secluded.
It was right behind the auditorium.
Yeah.
So I made my way down there. It seemed like it took me 2 hours to get over there. Only because I didn't know where I was going. So anyway, I get to the class, and the music was happening down there. So I sit down. I'm like, what the hell is going on? There's people singing. I don't know nothing about this. And then I notice the choir teacher, Mrs. Poznansky, she was down there playing the piano. I was like, okay, well, maybe I can learn some piano stuff.
Mm.
Just ask her.
Yeah.
Where she could say no.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna learn anyway because by then I already knew that I could just learn by listening.
Yeah.
So she actually called me up anyway. She was like, I want to check your vocal range. So I'm like, all right. So I just did it, and she was like, you're a baritone. You ever thought about doing concert choir?
Really? So that's how they select
Right off
you
the bat.
They select you off a choir lock up. Like, you're a baritone. We're like, but I feel like an alto.
I feel like an alto. She would have been like, shut up, sit down.
Shut up, sit down. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, but that lady was fucking crazy. That was the lady who was playing the piano and could sing. Right? I forgot. Yeah, Poznansky.
Yeah.
I always forgot her name.
Yeah.
I was never in the choir. I had Allman, not Allman, fucking
Allworth.
There's a Laura and Allworth.
Yeah, Laura and Allworth.
Yeah, we had fucking the Allman brother. I was taught kitty boy by the Allman brothers. Fucking no, yeah, Allworth was cool. Allworth was always struck me as he was strange. That guy was like an indie guy. You know what I mean? I felt like he was like a little bit of a hipster. Like he was like kind of like a Brooklyn like hipster guy.
Yeah.
But he just taught music. He was good too. Man.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
I was kind of sad to watch him leave the school.
Yeah. Him and Yob, bro. Yob was like fucking. But I didn't. He left the school like while you were there. Nah.
I think it was the year after.
Yeah. He left like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember going through the whole thing. It was strange seeing Allworth out when I was in the Laura's class. It was like a weird trade-off.
I got a story about Allworth.
Go ahead.
How great of a guy that was, but
still alive. The great of a guy Allworth was.
Yeah, why did I say that?
He's in like fucking like West Milford. He's like fucking exactly.
Why did I say that like that?
We hardly knew him. We hardly knew you. It's like it's still for the record.
Allworth
Mr.
is still around.
Still alive. I believe.
God willing, yes.
God willing.
Yeah,
I don't know.
nobody's
located him.
I
mean, the story. How good? Let me get an Allworth story.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, let me not fast forward. Let me speed up this story because it'll lead right into the Allworth story.
Where?
So she put me in the baritone. She asked me if I wanted to join concert choir. I was like, no. But then I was like, I definitely want to learn some piano. So if I'm around here more often, then that's what it is. So I was like, all right.
Word.
Well, I was like, could you teach me some piano? She was like, if you sing in my choir, I'll teach you piano.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice.
So the deal was sealed. We shook hands.
The deal was sealed.
Yeah. So we signed
my voice for your piano.
Yeah. So we made a blood pact. We signed our names.
A literal blood pact.
Right.
There is a lot of shady business in this. Some shit will be okay. It's going to be like the Joe Paterno story.
Oh, my God.
I think Mr. Ippolito. Actually, no, Mr. Ippolito wasn't a Joe
It's Ippolito.
Everybody kept trying to fuck this. I think that it's a tradition that everybody tries to fuck the social studies teachers. I don't know why. It was like a whole, it was like a frat pack. A little bit.
I don't know.
It was like a social studies teacher, frat pack at one point.
I know.
And they're always trying. Yeah. And I don't know. One of them is always banging one of the students.
Oh, Lord.
Always.
Oh, Lord.
I don't think that happened in the music department.
No, it definitely didn't.
There was a couple crazy Lelore stories, though. But I love Lelore, man. That guy was fucking. He was just he's still a fucking cool dude. You go back into that one when you got the mentorship rocking.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
So I'm in the concert choir now, and next thing I know, is sophomore year. She was like, so I'm in the concert choir. And then, I started hanging out by the band room because I realized that they was getting it in there.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want to know what that's about. So sophomore year, I eased my way into the classroom one day, and Joseph Lelore, good guy. He let me rock with the class unofficially. He let me rock. So from that day on, I asked him. I was like, hey, what do I got to do to get in here? I want to learn. But he was like, you gotta choose it as an elective. But I went to the guidance counselor. She said I couldn't do it because it was too late. Yeah, so she was like, if you want, I can sign you up for next year, and you'll definitely be in. So I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and do that.
Wow.
So by the end of that year, I think I got into a choral ensemble. Yeah, so that's like
Ensemble is when
that's like AP choir.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. So
were you still like? Did you actually enjoy doing the choir?
At first I hated it.
Yeah.
But then I grew to like it, and then I grew to love it. The reason being is because it was different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was something I was getting out of it musically that I wasn't really getting anywhere else. It was almost like
a bass.
Yeah, it was like learning how music
works.
You know, so junior year, I made it into band, and it was one of the dopest things that ever happened in my life. Because at that point, there was like another door opened up for me. It was like I'd never played in a band before.
Yeah.
So, you know, we followed the Lord's instructions, and you know, He gave us sheet music. He wrote out himself. You know, so I was getting all of that musical, you know, energy from all over the place almost all day. So the time came for me to figure out what I was going to do with my life. Because you know that senior year coming up, you got to know what you want to do. You know, or at least you should have a general idea of what direction, you know, you wanted your life to go. So some point during that year, I realized that I wanted to do music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't know how to go about it. And quite honestly, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really sure about myself as far as if I could do it. I mean, there's a difference between doing it and wanting to do it. But there's things that, you know, that have to take place. See, me, I was late to the game. You know what I mean? Like, the game.
Yeah.
Because most kids, to the game. Because most kids, they learn how to play instruments, like,
at a young age.
Very young. Like, I started when I was closer to 11.
Huh.
Yeah. But, you know.
You started, but like, yeah, but now like you're really honing your shit and you're like playing and
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the way it happened for me, and it is what it is, you know what I mean? But
when did you start to transition over to guitar?
Okay, that's coming up.
All right.
That's coming up.
Right,
no, it's cool. It's cool. It's coming up. It's coming up. So, I wanted to go to school for music, and I was trying to figure out how. So, the teachers, they was like, all right, if you want to go to school for music, they didn't even like shoot me down or anything. Because they knew my circumstances. It was like, yeah, he might be late, but this dude, he's got potential.
Yeah.
So, like they fed me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, folks that really believe you. That includes Allworth. And here's where he comes in. So, he was like, he told me, I was like, all right, so at this stage, what you could do is you could always change your major. And, oh yeah, I forgot about the tea.
No, continue.
It's like you could always change your major. So what you could do is you could try to audition as a drummer and then change it later. So this dude started giving me private lessons to learn how to sight read percussion.
Drums?
Yes.
Nice.
Who does that? Nobody.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of extra stuff. There's a lot of mentorship that happened in Manchester.
And that's
man.
why.
Yob fucking gave me money like 10 years after. He gave me $100 because I did a documentary.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. Like, he just like supported, because he like taught me. You know what I mean? Shit like that. I still miss Yob. Shout out to Mr. Yob, yo.
Yeah, man. He was. I didn't have him in classes, but I do know he was a real one. Why do I keep doing that?
For the record, everybody, Mr. Allworth is still alive.
Everybody's always
Save
saying,
Altworth. Yeah.
why we keep
He was a good guy. He was a good man. He was a good man, that Altworth.
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence to Mr. Altworth. Cheers. Cheers, man.
Cheers. What's wrong with me?
Nah, you're good. You're fucking chilling, bro.
I'm not even.
He was a good man. He was good. I like
I'm not even
like
high.
a Scottish funeral. It was a good man, Altworth.
Yeah.
Altworth of the Emerald Isles. Fucking I don't even know. I don't know what the fuck's going on right now.
I don't know.
So you're going in and going to. Let me hear how you got into the guitar, man.
All right.
Some of the first few songs that you got into.
All right. So.
Were you a Deep Purple person with the dun 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 dun? That was mine, man. I fucking
yeah.
I still play like that. It's just crazy. It's 6th grade. I'm like 30.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
That now it makes sense.
Only know how to hit one string.
But that
fucked up my entire shot of the guitar. Can't play chords for shit. Shit.
Hey, listen, man. Did you drop your? Oh
no.
God.
No, it's all good.
All
Continue.
Right. All right. Show must go on.
Continue.
All right. So check this out. The senior year, I graduate high school, and there was this church I was playing for, Pastor Michael Odom, and I left school and I played keyboard there for a little while. I didn't understand the dynamic of what it means to be a gospel keyboardist. I was just basically going off of, I don't know what I was going off of, but you know how there's hindsight is always 20/20.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's just say that I had no idea what I was doing. You know what I mean? So, long story short, another, they hired a keyboardist to be the music director there. Sean Green. It later came out, became my brother. That's how close we got.
Yeah.
So he started playing keys there. And, one day in rehearsal, he was like, hey, so we don't want you to stop playing for the church. Is there another instrument you thought you might want to play? And that's when I said, well, I did always want to play the guitar. So that's when I picked it up. Not too long before that, I was actually given an electric guitar. It was a co-worker of my mom's over at NJT. And one day he gave it to me because he didn't really use it. So he gave it to me and was like, hey, that's yours, man. And I'm like, all right, well, I already have a guitar to use, so I'm just going to go ahead and use it. Yeah. So,
you remember how you got your footing on it?
It took a bit, but what I had to do was I basically just translated most of everything I did know on keyboard to guitar.
Yeah.
So it was like chords and scales and
ear training with keyboard was the biggest thing. That's I feel like how I'm able to play instruments.
Yeah,
Keyboard really trains your ear.
It is. Yeah, it's a very good base.
Yeah, like there's a lot of structure.
Foundation of how to get a musical understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you out there learning keys, you're on the right path.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. Just, and side note, a lot of folks I hear, used to hear, they would say how music theory isn't important. For the sake of creating art, just to create art, no, it's not. But learning music theory will only help you. You know what I mean? So it's like having music theory in the back of your mind is like having a gun at a knife fight. All you do is just keep your distance.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Just keep your distance.
That's a bong.
I
gotta come up with Squirrels podcast. Anytime anybody says some shit where it's like, that's a bong.
I mean,
that was a bong, bro.
It is.
I had to come up with an equivalent, but that was definitely a bong. Shout out to Squirrel Rosenberg.
But for real though, like you don't have to go crazy with learning all that you can though, because I'm gonna keep it real. It is overwhelming. It's like another language. But just take it bit by bit.
Yeah.
Piece by piece. If it's too much, chop it down. But I implore you to definitely at least get a little understanding of how, to structure music. Again, no, it's not a necessity if you just want to just create, express yourself, because that's what art is at the end of the day. It's an expression outward. That's what a musical instrument is. It's an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
There's
a philosophical theory that when you're becoming the instrument that you are commanding. Like if I am driving a car, my body is the car.
Exactly.
At this point, you know what I mean? If somebody hits my fucking, you know what I mean? It's affecting.
You got to feel that.
It's the same thing when it comes to to like music or drawing or any of it. It's like you are becoming the instrument in that moment, and your expression is that of your own body and soul.
Yes, that's correct. And also, to add to that, your emotion. This was preached to me so many times, so many years, and someone told me I haven't experienced enough yet to really get that.
Yeah.
And even though I was still too young to understand that, now that I've gone through, enough to understand what that means. So let me break it down. When, it's honestly, it's not that complicated. It's more of like the things that you experience in your life. That stuff, it adds a cash to your soul. And if you go out to express yourself, let's say like your example, like driving a car, you had a shitty day, you go drive like shit. You know what I mean? You're gonna be speeding, you're gonna be running stop signs, not using turn signals. You know what I mean? It's way more dangerous, but that reflects from inward,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's for fucking sure, man. Like you're playing, like I notice sometimes when I'll be playing like a keyboard, I'll gravitate towards different chords, or like I'll play with more intensity, or fucking and especially when I'm behind a vehicle, I hate being fucking like rush behind a vehicle is nuts. That's a very bad feeling, because I'm just like. And it just amps up like anxiety, and it fucking makes all different things. But definitely, it's art, man. Always ends up just being a very deep release, like a very very deep release.
They're supposed to be.
Yeah, strange with things like this. Like podcasting has been very like. I feel like if I did rants, I feel like that would be like a different form of podcasting. Where this is a whole medium. I have no idea how to really do the medium. I don't really know how to play the guitar, but. I don't know. John's quote was, "You're the most non-guitar player that I've ever played."
Guitarist, non-guitarist.
Yeah,
I'm serious.
I know what I'm doing, but I have no idea what I'm doing.
For real, like
it's like there's no real structure to
I've
it.
never seen it before.
Really?
I've never seen that before. It's like you don't know what you're doing, but you don't care. You're just gonna do it, and that is art.
That's the beauty of it, man.
That's art.
That's the beauty of it, man. You gotta fucking do it, man.
That shit you don't need music theory for.
Nah, it's definitely there's some in half and half, man. I feel like I wish my desire in it is if I picked up like I was able to pick up like be like, oh, you're in a C or you're in this. I just fucking ear it. Honestly, I just ear it. It's not like, because I don't have any real structure to go back to. It's not like I don't know I know like keyboard stuff, and I know what'll sound cool with that. But then like when it's a complex chord, like say it's like fucking C major, fucking minor, sharp, fucking thing. Some wild like shit. I don't know. I'm usually just like kind of falling within triad. But what I've learned, man, in terms of even just jam sessions, is you make it if you keep it simple, you could go and fucking, there's like there's the space within the rhythm where you can go and catch it and fucking ride the wave, like soloing and fucking, And one thing I've learned here, man, is that fucking all the music, all the instruments in it, it's all just voices of people speaking. It's a music in itself is just this conversation. You know what I mean? Where it's like, bum, 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 tap, bum, 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 ba, you know what I mean? It's like fucking like.
It's call and answer.
Yeah, yeah, and then it's just this build up, and the build up has the horn guy who was here. Shout out to Parker.
Parker, what's up,
Chester,
Parker?
Who's not Chester? Parker, we were like, yeah, wow. It's Chester. I was like, I don't know, it's Chester. I met that guy that day, but he just had a lot to say about like jazz and fucking the whole shit. Yeah. And his shit with his whole thing was he was talking about an intensity curve, and how that's the main story arc of the song. So it's strange, but like what's crazy is he came down here and he had a lot to say. I actually went a half hour over what we normally do in terms of podcasting, but it was cool. It was like, he had like something to say, and it kind of translated it later when we were in the fucking jam. Like, he had a lot to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just hearing that, man, and fucking like, that's the beauty of it too, man. It's weird. It's like, and instruments such as like, it's the transmission of energy and some things like you can make a guitar cry. And you can make a fucking keyboard, and when you feel the keyboard and you're hitting the intensity of the keys, bang, and then like if you're drumming is fucking like a full fucking body workout, bro.
Hell yeah.
Bass is like, I'm gonna keep a good structure. I'm gonna fuck around. I'm gonna be able to like keep it in like like and be able to like, but it's like I'm gonna keep this structure and have like a thing. Bass is very calm, like a very like calm, like I'm walking. You know what I mean? It's just more of a walk. And then and then the release of just vocalist or like all of it, man. It's so fucking cool. The trumpet was like a fucking it was the guy's
that's
voice.
Very different.
Yeah,
it's different.
Yeah, never tried any woodwinds, but
me either. I wish I could play trumpet, or I toyed around the idea of getting trying to play baritone sax.
Yeah, I would going back to baritone, bro.
Yeah. Well,
you're a baritone.
Yeah, I'm a baritone. But I just thought how cool it would be to just have a big ass saxophone on my chest.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
Everybody always gives the tuba guy shit. I always know.
Tuba? Man, all right, tell you what. Tell that to Quincy Jones.
Quincy Jones plays the tuba?
No, he scored big band.
Mm.
I can't say for sure, which probably shame on me, but I'm pretty sure like you would know if there's a tuba in that band if he scored it.
Yeah.
So
that's like composing though. Composing's a whole different thing, man.
It sure is.
Yeah.
And I'd learned that.
You're a great like structuralist when it comes to your music though. It's like you'll do you're like your layers are very they're very like well struck. Like I feel like that's the callback to the actual architecture shit. Is that when you're composing, you're great. Like you're a virtuoso performer, bro. Like the way you're going, the way you're able to go and like to hold down, like.
Thank you.
Yeah, virtuoso, bro.
Thank you.
And we're gonna go into there is a little bit of secret legend that I recently got uncovered, and it's a very beautiful story. You're not skipping over it. So just to give it a little fish bait.
Stay tuned, right?
Yeah, stay tuned, Matthew Zeitoun. Yeah, man. Fucking, you're a great structuralist with
thank you.
Music. It's like they all come in, and you have a very specific sound.
I do.
Yeah, very, because your sound, it's crazy because when you play, in you playing like you shift genres a lot, like you fucking rocking with the band. But when it comes to really like John like lifespan, like it's a very distinct voice. Sometimes it feels like an aircraft is not an aircraft, but like a spacecraft is taking off. Sometimes it's very like a little techno-y, a little, but yeah. Actually, go into a little bit of the early stuff, man. Tell me about like working with. You were actually one of the first few artists that when it was you and Ajax, and fucking shout out to
Alex.
Chops, yeah. Was it Ajax? Ajax.
Yeah, that was our thing.
Yeah. It was like fucking 2010, like 11.
Yeah, but it originated.
MySpace, baby.
Yeah. It originated like around 2006 and 7.
Really?
Yeah, because
I think so. I think it was. Yeah, it could have even been earlier than 11, bro.
It was. Yeah.
It was definitely. Yeah. It was you and Hoodstar. Shout out to Moses, bro.
My man Alex.
Great drummer as well.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you about this guy. So
probably get Alex in one of these days.
He moved.
He moved? Where?
He moved to Ohio.
Oh, you fucking fool.
Why is he a fool?
Don't move to Ohio, man. Don't move to Ohio.
Hey, well, you know
going
what?
Back, Alex. We got it. All right, so his podcast episode is Rescuing Chops.
Oh my God.
It'll be the Christmas episode.
The Christmas episode?
This is the Christmas episode of
my
Afternoon
God.
And we're gonna go to Ohio and rescue Chops from Ohio and bring them back to New Jersey. Which isn't really. I mean, like, I'm not putting New Jersey on like a platform, but it is better than Ohio.
I don't know. I never lived in Ohio.
John.
Huh?
Don't go to Ohio.
Well, I don't.
Don't do it.
Other than Alex,
I mean, it's
I
okay.
don't.
Cincinnati's fucking nice.
Yeah?
Cincinnati's really, really nice.
Well, other than
a lot of spots of Ohio, but we gotta get Chops back. I'm sorry, Ohio.
you just offended everybody who's lived in Ohio, except Cincinnati.
No, I think I would say maybe 65 to maybe 70% of Ohioans would be like, yeah,
he's right.
He's right. That's why they go to every place, man. A lot of them are theater kids. A lot of fucking people in Ohio and in California, man. They always come out because it's and then when you ask like why do all these people from Ohio, why are they going to like Los Angeles and New York, and they just say because Ohio fucking sucks, man. And why would Chops go into it? What are you doing, bro? This is fucking What Dreams May Come, motherfucker.
Wow.
Yeah, right. Oh, great movie. Shout out to literature class.
Wow.
But yeah, man. So fucking.
Yeah, Alex. So he showed up one day with a laptop with FL Studios on it, and I'm like, what the hell is that? He's like, oh, you make music with it, and then he pulled up something on the laptop and he made sounds and I was like, oh, snap. You mean we could make music with this? He was like, yeah. So, man, every chance we got, we was on that damn laptop. Class, we cut class. We was hiding in the band room.
Just making beats.
Just making beats, bro. It was ridiculous. And, that was just like the remainder of the school year. So like my career at Manchester, that was the whole thing. So we picked up again after I left school. Then he left school, went to Willie P, and we just kept it going, man. Through thick and thin. But things, it kind of started slowing down when I started working for Transit, because that was starting to demand a lot of my time. And Yeah, I kind of fell off a lot because I had to survive, man. You know, I'm sure everybody has been there before, had to, you know.
Yeah, bro. I mean, well, I wasn't expecting to get back into art or even music for that matter, bro.
Yeah.
You know, some of my fondest memories, like you were heavy in my musical background, man.
Word?
But yeah, when we were living in fucking Union City, I was just starting to
Oh,
make
right,
beats.
yeah.
I was just starting to make beats, bro. And I took a lot of inspiration from you, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for real. Remember that one time where we submitted the thing to Jadakiss' fucking thing? Dude, this guy has just to get some context, man. Fucking this guy. What's it called? John moves in and we find this thing that Jadakiss is doing, like a thing where he'll, like, I don't know, he said I'll give money or some shit, I don't know, but it was Jadakiss was doing like a beat submission competition, and you know, I was like, yeah, it's like fucking make something for this. This guy takes the acapella and makes this. I think I might still have it.
That'd be crazy if you did, because I have no idea what it sounds like
but it's
anymore.
just like, yeah, dude, your range with keyboard was crazy. Like you would just break all these scales and you know, and like still like hits it. Like it's just crazy because you don't drum. You don't drum, but your fucking drum patterns on like fucking beats are nuts, bro. Great.
Thank you.
Serious. Yeah, they're great, dude.
Well, I know I'm bouncing.
That's all FL. That's all the
well,
understanding in FL.
That beat I did on Logic, because you had Logic on.
No, you did. Yeah, you did. Like I'm a big Logic. I actually can't even work if it's not Logic 9. I don't even want to do 10. I can't.
I know a lot of people say that.
I just don't.
A lot of people say that.
It just fucked up my whole flow.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy to produce on Logic 9. It's like just this very minimal thing. I can't. I'm okay on. I can make a beat on these things. I just don't enjoy it. If it's not like Pro Tools, I'd like. That's like a crafting of a song, but and that's fucking great. That's a great like recording interface. But I rarely record them like that. I usually just make beats, and I want to be able to layer like software instruments. And like FL is fucking great, bro. It's crazy because there was a whole shame on FL for like a long ass time. Like people were like, blah, 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 this is the industry standard. Like, there's like that weird. I think Ableton are the most elitist of the DAW people.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
One guy had it tattooed on him.
Word.
Yeah, shout out to 808 fucking Taliban, bro. He my guys the Ableton fucking
snap
tattooed on him. But yeah, there's been this whole community of people who came up off of FL and they're like, nah, like I'm not leaving it.
Yeah.
This is that. But that's, you know, choosing your DAW is like choosing.
That's what it's all about.
It's choosing your adventure. Basically.
Yeah, that's it. Like you get to the same place.
You get to the same place.
Whether you drive a Ferrari or a Volkswagen, like you're gonna get there.
When I was younger, man, back it was high school, man. I was back into music, but back when I was younger, I used to like troll the Just Blaze fucking forums. Like Kanye had a forum where a blog. It was like a blog, but it was like
okay.
He had like a forum. Remember like the Nah Right and Two Dope Boys days?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fucking where you were like actually you would wait, and that was like how music was getting leaked.
Yeah, that's how you figure it out.
So fucking I would go on Just Blaze's one, and this is back in the day before podcasts and shit. He did a thing called Ustream, and it was like the first like live stream, and it would be like fucking blocks on homie's face. And then, like, I remember asking him, and I was like, you know, I asked him about, like, what's the best DAW, you know what I mean? What's the best DAW? What's the best equipment type of thing? And he said, you can have $1 million worth of equipment in the thing. He's like, if you don't have the brain to fucking go and be able to use them, it's worth nothing.
That's the industry standard. Yeah. You are the industry standard. Think about it, though.
Yeah. But returning back, bro, I didn't expect to return back to art, like, or at least to make music. Like, you know, I mean, I'll make music and I'll fucking, you know, I'll do something. But going and like just being able to being able to play with you guys.
Yeah, man.
Pause. Being able to play with you guys. Fucking.
Shout out to Malcolm Pope.
Shout out to Dame Dash. Fucking.
Pause.
just being able to play with you guys, man. It's like an honor. It's something I really thought after being away for so long and coming back, man. It's like, I'm very, very privileged to be in the position to actually make music again, man. And like fucking like really, and have it not care. I'm not like, trying to be a fucking. I'm not like going and doing all this shit and like trying to like release an album. I don't really have anything. I just love playing music and like hearing you come back to it too, man. You're fucking jamming every Monday, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is here.
I try to make it every Monday. I try. If I can't, like, something happened. But if I'm there, I mean, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's
fucking good, man. Yeah, no, it's exercise, bro.
Yeah,
I love it, bro. It's
like
a
working
release
out
for the week. It gets you energized. If anybody out here is listening, if anybody's out here is listening, fucking, if anybody's listening, man, every Monday at Prototype 237.
Monday night with Maverick.
Monday with Mav, dude. Fucking just
literally
exercise.
Man.
It sets your whole rhythm for the day, creatively, like well. Like you know what I mean. You're going now. You're like, oh, let me do this shit. I'm gonna test something out on Monday and just keep going. And there's like that safe space to be able for people to fucking. And playing is such a fucking fun time, man.
Yeah, man. That's what it should be.
Yeah, ripping it on guitar. Let's go back to the guitar story, man. I
Okay.
want to hear the grandfather story.
Oh, all right. All right. Well,
I don't know where to begin with this, but I was just trying to.
Well,
cycle back
I mean, it kind of always was a thing. It's just whether or not, it's just it really is a thing that I didn't know. It was more of like a coming to terms with it, so to speak.
So tell us the story. So what?
Well,
drop the bombshell.
My father, his dad is George Benson.
The legendary George Benson.
Yeah. So, coming up, I always knew, but I didn't really have.
It wasn't confirmed.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to disprove genetics.
No, I know. It wasn't confirmed.
Nah. But in a sense, yeah, because it's like it wasn't in front of me, so
Yeah.
I had no real reason to believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But one night, I was linking up with Kenny Bobian, and I met him in Newark, and I think I was gonna play for him at his church.
Yeah.
With my brother, and he just wanted to meet so we could talk and stuff like that. So at this point, I haven't. It's been a while since I talked. I haven't really seen my dad. So not like I didn't know who my dad was.
No.
I know who he is.
Bro.
Yeah,
I haven't talked to my dad in like
I haven't
2 years.
talked. Yeah, so it was like one of those. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, yeah, and he mentioned, so I was like, hey, that's my father. He was like, oh, I got his number. You want it? And I was like, oh yeah, I'll take it. So I called him, and he's like, oh, I know who this is. So at this point, we met up and we talked and stuff like that, and then that's when I was linked back up with my father.
Yeah.
So couple of years go down, and we was more or less always in contact with each other. So and then I linked up with my brother, my blood brother, and then I got in touch with my other grandmother, my aunt George's sister, granddad's sister. And she let me in on all the family history and all that stuff, and the roots.
It's crazy
Go
because
deep.
how old are you finding this out? Like, you know what I mean? Like
I found
going and meeting for like the first time.
It was like 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah, where it like the whole
30.
family. Yeah, like I was 30.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you know, I know a lot of people would be like, "What the hell?" You know, stuff like that. Honestly, to tell you the truth, life's too short for all of that.
No.
I'm just glad I have this opportunity now.
Yeah.
And not ever.
It's just crazy because, like, you know, you're his grandson and you live like, dude, you play legendary.
Well,
like, you know what I mean?
thank
Like,
you.
it feels like it's it's like kind of in the family.
But listen, like, I'm trying. You know what I mean? I know everybody's
trying. You learned
trying.
the steps on your own, bro. You
Right.
this is up. They just gave you a keyboard. I'm like, you know, look at all the stuff you've done.
Yeah, man, it's crazy how things happen like that.
Yeah.
Like, to quote my brother, that's some serendipity shit, nigga.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, bro. Life has those moments where it's just this feels like it's all meant to be. And it sounds strange in all of them, you know what I mean? Like being able to fucking like I don't even know, man. Just these like these fate moments cuz
Right.
it all feels one guest was mentioning how they were showing the range of things like the speed of light, and it was like the speed of a cheetah, and then it was the duration of like how we are in the planet, and it's all this one fucking quick second, and you know, just these like moments where it's like you meeting your grandfather for the first time, and he's a legendary guitar player, and fucking, you know, all these like, you know, building this up to the person you are today.
Correct.
And to continue, come back to art, be able to fucking...
That's why I've learned how to not regret anything. How to not be all, you know, like, if things were this way, because I might not be the same me that I am now. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, all I want to do is look forward.
Yeah.
Like, work in the now, you know, hour by hour.
Yeah.
But look forward, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's no point to be like, what's back there, and you know what I mean? Because it's a distraction.
Yeah.
It really is. It's a distraction. I want to stay focused. You know?
Go forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Go forward.
Any last, we're about to be, but anything you want to like throw up? Like any shout outs, any fucking...
I mean, everybody who supported me up to this day, everybody. You know, my other brother, Malcolm, he was always a supportive pillar. Rajan, everybody from 85, you know, even my family members, you know, I know they see, and I'm grateful for their support. My mother, she's been the support the whole time. There's never a point in time where I could say my mother wasn't there. You know, all the folks who showed me, you know, how to be a better human. You know, it was great. You know, it's been a great ride so far, and I know folks have said this before, you know, just not to add to the cliche, but y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Lifespan Music, John Page.
Yeah, that's my Instagram.
Flex
Lifespan
Studios.
underscore Lifespan underscore music 89. Oh, that's my Instagram. That's I mostly do self promotion there because everyone's got Instagram.
Everybody's got Instagram.
Not everybody has. Nah, for real. Not everybody has SoundCloud and Spotify.
I miss SoundCloud, man. I actually not even miss SoundCloud. I still use SoundCloud.
I still got it too, but
it's a fucking whole thing, man. It's
yeah,
nice.
it is. But not
I
everybody.
might port this SoundCloud too. I might bring the podcast on SoundCloud too.
Oh, I wouldn't suggest
podcast?
those. I would definitely try that because
Really,
there's people
podcast?
still using SoundCloud.
No,
But
there's a lot of people still using SoundCloud. The fucking rappers love that shit.
yeah,
Oh.
but it's
Well.
not folks who. That's not the same crowd that's on Instagram.
I don't even know, man. I think Instagram's just the world at this point. It's like it's the world and a bunch of bots.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Which is a weird.
It's like 60% bots.
90% bots, bro. 90% bots. Anyway, you can find this podcast on Instagram.
Well, thank you for taking the time out.
It's always an honor playing, bro.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah,
an honor playing with
man.
you.
Like that's basically the meat and potatoes of my background. You know, started doing music production, started being serious about it. You know, again, like I'm incredibly like, oh man, my guy, D Moet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's my man's. He's definitely
The producer of
Hate Me Now.
Yeah, of Hate Me Now.
Yeah. The Nas joint, the original one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
He
the
also
guy.
did a piece with Z.
Yes,
Zenith
he
Star,
did him
man.
too. Yeah, with Zenith.
I
yeah.
can't wait to get Z on this shit. I
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, he's fucking dude. We have a fucking small doc. Needs to be released. There has to be more time where we film.
Right.
But it's Boot Hollywood. That guy's got some crazy stories, man. That guy's fucking a lot of stories. That guy's a legend, bro.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, you know where to find me. I could talk about music all day long.
No,
apparently
we do more of these. Bro.
Apparently, I
This
get
is like
that.
a weekly thing. Mondays and Wednesdays is
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
starting to get more of an organization to this shit too.
Did you ever think that it would get this big, man?
No, I wasn't expecting it to actually.
Because I remember,
don't know. Dude,
remember you
it's
was talking
fucking-
about doing this.
It's still in its form, man. It's still in the fucking form, man. It's still figuring out how to organize it. Still like that, but it's been so cool. I take a lot of inspiration from other people, man. Very good, very very good. Like the, you know what I mean? Like just little things about music, bro.
Mhm.
Little things about fucking art. It's the range of people has been very, it's been very very interesting and like. And it's like a shot of energy. It really is. Like to hear the stories and to hear like the background on some people and have a reason for it. You know what I mean? Like a real reason to like. I mean, like it's cool if it's like, hey, I'd like to get to know you. But like, no, bro, let's fucking like. And so you can keep the thing too. You know what I mean? It's like the process of art and the process of music, man. It's just a very. It's a give. If you give, you give, and you give, it'll fucking like. You know what I mean, if I'm giving you notes, you're gonna pick up on some of the notes, and we're gonna make a beautiful song. Yeah.
That's my pride and joy. It took me a while to understand where I stood at music. Like, I know I love music and I know I like doing it, but to get more specific is like learning more about yourself. And I found that where my heart lies is in music production. And you said that you noticed that my structure is pretty good. I've learned that honestly from my musical influences. And growing up, you know, as a kid in the the 90s, it was a lot of modern jazz and jazz fusion that I was listening to. And so, you know, all those cats, they're pretty well educated, you know what I mean? So that's pretty much where I got it from. You know what I mean? It comes out every time. Every time I hit an instrument, it comes out. I can't help it. But again, like I try to stay well-rounded. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Word. John Page, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you again for having me.
Anytime. Afternoon FM.